Thank you very much indeed. LCK back on course and bringing fire on par now with Team Ice. And we were looking a little bit at the games, and mechanically it was a very, very nice game to watch, but it did seem like LCK, in terms of coordination, is pulling ahead.
I think LCK, they came back in and they were saying, okay, we're going to take this very seriously. Marin definitely took his own advice and his own motto there at the start, where it's like, we're not going to make anything that's really risky at the start in the laning phase, but then he just pretty much ganked every lane, TP down to the bot lane, go towards mid, went back down bottom, was very successful in applying pressure onto the map, and gave LCK this gigantic macro game after that, where they were just going around the map, having really good rotations and really good coordination.
Yeah, I think that in the bot lane there was a lot of fighting. The Mad Life Prey bot lane was doing really well in the bot lane, and then Marin had a bad TP that didn't really do anything. It was more like just a TP for fun, and then he just recalled and went bot again, and he got like a double kill for his team, and that really snowballed like him, and he just started running mid and top, and that was really good by Marin, I think.
I think that first TP, it wasn't just for fun. He was trying to save Prey, and Prey's like, I need to kill PYL. I need to dive him, which, no, you don't have to dive him. You really just don't have to go after that.
1v1 is worth it.
There was a lot of
true.
action bottom lane. Let's take a look at one of the replays there. As said, a lot going on. We can roll the clip out.
Yeah, this is one of the times where Marin has decided, I'm just going to go run bot and gank. And we even see some Mad Life starts to play. He has basically a fantastic game in this one here. So Marin comes down. It's easy for Team Fire. And you can even see his score on your minimap. He's already run to top lane to defend it. So they managed to coordinate this play. In the game here, obviously, again, they don't have a whole lot of synergy, but I still feel like we see some good coordination, some good shot calling. Basically a perfect gank. Because also MF versus a Thresh with Flash, you can't really do anything. He will flash and flay you. That's double F, that's very, very tricky. And then you can't get out because he's going to box you. If you flash, then he's just going to hook you and pull you back in.
It was also very cool for me just to watch the bottom lane matchup, because you have like Mad Life and Prey, and you also have Marin and Faker in that team. It's kind of like a changing of the guard, even though Mad Life is, of course, still a legend. How was it for you watching the bottom lane matchup? Because 2 out of those 4 players you played against in the bottom lane. How is it to play versus a Prey, for instance, and how hard is it with Mad Life by his side?
I mean, I never play against Uzi. I play against Prey only in scrims, and I play against Mad Life in scrims as well.
Yep.
So it's more like scrim experience.
Yeah.
It's like a lot different than actual games, but Prey was really good Kalista as well. It was like probably the best one I played against. Mad Life was more of a, really good at being in lane, and then he was gonna disappear in lane. Like he would go somewhere where you couldn't see him. He would be pressuring mid lane or somewhere else by being missing. But in lane, they were never like outstanding laners. But in this game, they were really good in lane.
Yeah, it's good in this game in lane, and you say as the game goes on, they're also really good, and that's what showed for this team. They are really having a lot of coordination as the game goes on. We have one more replay to show. Because it was kind of close, LPL could, well, it's getting towards the end.
It's getting late.
Pull off some good team plays, but in the end, it was LCK that comes out on top, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this team fight is pretty awesome. First of all, we can see Team Ice fighting so close to their own tower, and they're almost getting away from this one. And then the re-engage, and Faker just comes with the flank. To be honest, they had a fairly poor game up until this point, but then he just comes in, and when you play Victor, you get to late game. One great fight, and you can basically win the whole thing for your team.
Yeah, Faker coming into that is 0-3. I think he also had 3 assists at that point. And then he gets a laser on the 3 priority targets. Everybody on that team that's going to get farmed, not the support and not the jungler. So he actually just turned that fight completely around, because that could have been a 1 fight there for Team Ice.
But also kudos, actually, Faker was 0-3. They did put a lot of pressure down on that mid lane, but Rookie, he has such moves. Although they didn't come out on top here at LPL, a lot of individual class, and Rookie is still a joy to watch. Those escapes?
I mean, we saw a little bit of this from Rookie at Worlds.
Yeah.
I definitely think he was the best player for his team at Worlds, even though they didn't make it out of groups. He's just doing it again and again. He gets ganked, he gets out of it, he does always manage to put up so much damage. This guy is fantastic, and that's why he got voted in despite being a Korean player by the Chinese fans.
Yeah, very good game. And with 2 days of the 2015 All-Star event on the books, here is how the teams are stacking up: 350 versus 350, and also in the 1 versus 1. Fire versus Ice in every single one of the quarterfinals. We couldn't have planned it better. Fantastic going into day 3 with that one. And that also means that the very first game we have tomorrow is the EU All-Stars versus the LCK All-Stars.
The big one.
They almost have to win, basically.
Easy.
Easy?
I mean, we need to remember winning the whole thing, and like if you take the final, that's a lot of extra points, like 300 or something, and you get 100 now for winning just one of these. So that's going to be the big one in the end. But you obviously don't want to be behind coming into the final, and there's the pressure on you that you have to win it.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see a lot of big plays tomorrow. And over on Twitter, @Nephistos was blown away by the mid laner from the CIS and said, Kira, what was that? Here is your all-star big play of the day.
Tidal wave will not knock him out, but Expand will hit a lot. Knocked away from Kira.
And we have to take another look at that, because that was beautiful. Really smart play.
And
I love the comments. We gotta take another look. Oh, it's beautiful. Smart play. Smart play.
That was me. Yeah, it was so good. I actually love that because when I watched it back again, I was like, okay, that was a combination of Thunderlords and just a single tick of R that allowed him to get that E and have the chill on the double lift there. So that was a burst of about 400, 500 damage that he was not expecting.
And he had to click so quickly in the end, because if you get egged, obviously you don't get the last E, and then he doesn't die.
Yeah, very happy that Kira's in the spotlight here a little bit as well. I love how you mentioned Thunderlords at IWCA. We were, of course, like in Australia, we were like, okay, Ginzo's super overpowered, and now Thunderlords for the LCK, 4 out of 5 members were running with it as well. So it's turning out to be the good thing to pick here in the tournament as well in 1v1. We'll see. A lot of big plays, and we started with 3 great plays from the League Master Series, but only one can be the best of 2015. We've counted the votes, and you've chosen Ole's Lightning Fast Monsoon as the LMS's #1 play of the year. Let's take another look.
靠了圣的大绝，想要反打做一个目标，又被吹回来之后，Olay 是交了自己的闪电逃脱，不过 Toys 迎面而来的电视脉冲。索尔这里是 W， 然后 Olay 用大绝把他给吹开，用付出季风挡掉了这一次牛的冲撞。
I mean, it's cool that the supports are getting a little love, Niels, because U80 carries always steal all the thunder.
supports are just side stones.
Sightstone. And more items now building out of Sightstones. Perfect. Well, our teams will have a chance to break the tie tomorrow as we kick off the day with a clash between the 2 regions that made up the 2015 World Semi-Finals. Korea's LCK versus the European LCS. Let's hope it bodes better for the European LCS. Then one for all between Fire and Ice. And we're going to play out the 1v1 quarterfinals as our bracket shrinks down to just 4 people. That means that we will also know who will be in reach of the points that will be awarded in the top 4 of the 1v1 bracket. A lot of exciting things tomorrow. Any last words, any last thoughts of today?
Yeah, for tomorrow, I want to see Tom Kench 1 for all. That's my favorite because you guys just keep eating each other, and it's just a gigantic nesting doll, and it
How
just
many
goes
times
back
can you
and
eat some?
forth.
Like if 5 guys eats the same, then you eat him.
Yeah.
You can like spit out 5 guys.
Yeah, you keep going inside.
Love it.
You like eat one guy and then that guy eats the both of them? Or
Yeah, that's how it works.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. Then you spit out 9
You
times.
have to go deeper.
Good.
I love
All right.
the 6-1 where you like push your teams, your own teammates into the enemy or towers.
Yeah, that's always a cool one.
So troll.
We'll see what happens. It all gets underway a little earlier tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific. That's midnight Central European time. And until then, we need to sign off on behalf of everyone here covering the 2015 All-Star event. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you right here tomorrow.